It looks like Japan has had enough. Anime and manga is officially saved because they're gonna get rid of the woke insane people on the left who try to insert political meaning to everything that you like for no reason just to satisfy their own greedy urges.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So on this channel, we cover any situation where localizers are catching an L, and in this situation, I have some updates where localizers are very satisfyingly reaping what they have sowed for the past couple of years. Now, I consider a lot of the work of localizers to be the equivalent of cultural vandalism. Okay, so these people who are responsible for translating anime, manga, and alike take too much liberty with their power. They have a power trip where they like to use their trusted position as a localizer to insert random political messages or random Reddit tier jokes or other things like that, or just poor quality translations. And they have...
Yeah, it makes sense that everyone who translates anime and does dubs and whatnot would to be, you know, a Reddit tier joker or whatever like that. It does make sadly sense.
Lost a lot of trust of consumers who don't want this stuff. They want a proper translation. And instead of addressing these concerns, localizers have only doubled down and rubbed their nose in anyone who is complaining about this stuff. So here's a classic example before we get into today's story of how bad localizations can get. This is a classic one I show anytime it's relevant. So basically you have a translation of a scene from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid where Luca is basically saying, I wanted to wear something different so people wouldn't look at me. And in the localization, it says, oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves. Yeah, quite the leap and bound.
You see why you never watch dubs for anime. You see why that is the gate to the devil. You need some Jesus if you're watching some dub anime, okay? I mean, the only one that's acceptable is Dragon Ball, and that's pretty much it. That's it. Yeah, okay. Man, wow, this is pretty insane. So, subs, what's with that outfit? Everyone was always saying something to me, so I tried toning down the exposure. How is it? You should try changing your body next. Nice. Fun animation dubs. Well, fun animation, yeah, they do a lot of things. Remember One Piece? Remember One Piece? Anyone remember One Piece with the guns, with the corks? Yeah. Yeah, that was impressive. That was really sad and impressive. What are you wearing that for? Oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on. Yeah. Give it a week, you'll be begging. They'll be begging you to change back, bruh. It is what it is.
Found in that situation. But today we're going to focus on reaction to this story right here. So, this tweet says, the Ancient Magus's Bride manga's return gets simultaneous English release using AI translation. Now, this got a lot of people talking because they are...
You know why I'm excited for AI translation? Because in a lot of cases, I have noticed this a lot. The English translations are just not good at all. Because when you're watching a dub, you hear someone say a phrase that you are familiar with. And you're like, oh, this should mean that. And then they say something different because, you know, the person that was doing the dub could not be asked to do the thing. It's so stupid. So, yeah, I welcome our AI overlords, honestly, in this case.
We are now having a conversation about how AI should be used in localizations and translations for manga and anime. And despite the fact that the official account for this franchise would come out and say that this was human-assisted AI, where AI was initially used, and then human review was implemented after that, a lot of...
Yeah, it makes sense, because Japanese and whatnot is, you know, there's a bunch of ways, it's very contextualized, okay? In a lot of situations, you cannot, you know... You can't just word for word translate a Japanese sentence because it requires context. And there's a lot of ways that things can be contextualized. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, obviously human oversight is going to be needed, but considering they're doing this, hey, the human oversight is not going to be a 200-pound land whale that's screeching constantly about something being bad in the world, and that bad not being bad by anyone else's definition.
A lot of people got involved in this conversation of AI versus localizers. And as this is captioned, whoever wins, we lose. Because a lot of people acknowledge...
Dude, look at this. Look at this. The title is in front, but look.
...that AI translations have a lot of flaws.
Look at this. It's all the flags of the, oh, look at me. I have so many problems. Love me now. Disgusting.
But at the same time, nobody is going to feel sorry for localizers because they have, for many years, exploited their position as a translator to do their own selfish things like putting in political messages and so forth. So nobody feels sorry for them. People are sad that anime and manga fans aren't getting the best translations through AI, but at the same rate, the people suffering the most from that are localizers, and people are simply saying,
oh,
you
no.
reap what you sow. And you might have noticed this profile picture before. This is a
by the way, disgusting, not gonna lie.
famous, or I should I say, infamous localizer named Katrina. We have talked about Katrina
no idea who
multiple
that
times
is.
on this channel. And despite the fact she has since changed her profile picture, this was an iconic one for many years. It was like the bat signal for bad localization.
Bruh, you know that women that have those glasses are absolutely insane, okay? You know what's up.
Not only just bad translations from her, but also bad takes regarding localization and manga and anime as a whole. Now, if you're familiar with her Twitter, if you even liked a tweet of anyone who's ever criticized her, you're probably blocked. She runs blockchains nonstop to deflect any criticism. But of course, you guys probably aren't surprised that in this situation, she had to get involved, making this quote retweet saying, "I don't have words for how embarrassing and disappointing this is. Instead of paying a human to do a quality job, they're using AI to get a mediocre..."
I mean, quality should have been in, quadruple air quotes, okay? The air quotes should have air quotes. There should have been a, star that explains under what quality actually means in this case. And that explanation should have an explanation. Oh my.
Product for free. Is this how little they think of English-speaking audiences? Of translation? For
Hopefully.
shame. And while she's saying for shame...
Dude, anime literally... Dude, you know what's my favorite part about these people? It's the fact that they're pretending like, it matters. Like, the Western audience matters. The reality of anime is that most anime creators, most manga creators, everyone pretty much from Japan has said, yeah, this is not for Western audiences. We don't exactly care about your opinion, honestly, here. A lot of them, most of them have flat out stated that. No problems whatsoever. You know what? I'm fine with that, dude. Do what you will. And these people are so arrogant they believe it's made for them. Oh, this thing that the artist said they don't like me, it's actually for me. Yeah. Pathetic.
A lot of people are saying you reap what you sow. Because, as this quote says, localizers, that's a new one, crying about being replaced by AI after decades of ruining Japanese media with outdated Reddit memes and their garbage political views. Reap what you sow. And that's exactly the sentiment. People just don't feel bad for localizers. They're the only ones who are absolutely foaming at the mouth over this story because they're losing jobs. And a lot of people say you reap what you sow because you've been pushing the limits. You've continued to do things people don't like. And despite consumers telling you we don't want you to insert political beliefs and stupid memes into your translations, they just keep doing it. And now they're paying the price for it and nobody feels sorry for them. Even if that comes with the price of having lower quality translations through AI. You're already dealing with low quality translations when you're dealing with localizers, so a lot of people say, hey, well, at least localizers are catching an L with this AI stuff. But yeah, here's a little bit of the greatest hits of Katrina. Someone must have screenshotted this from one of my previous videos about her. So she's been involved in a million different localization.
Petition to ban the phrase, I have no idea what that is, from the collective Japanese consciousness. Yeah, that sounds like a completely not deranged individual that, yeah, that seems about good. This was one thing I hated about following manga in Young Jump, what is that? Every single issue has has some hot babe in bikini on the front. advertising her sexy photos inside. It's 90% manga, 10. It's 90% manga, 10% gravure, gravure. No idea what that is. Targeted towards teens and young adults. It's so bizarre. It's so brazenly gross and yeah, okay. Yeah. But kindergarten's having drag queen hour isn't. You just know this person is gonna say that drag queens are okay. Yeah. I mean, mental unhingedness is a common thing. I know these trends. I know the translator, and they've done their hottest, best. No idea what that is. On this series, reading future volumes, consulting. Yeah, because Japan cares about trans people. Yeah, that's true. Like very. Stop. I'm working hard to make sure it's on. It's accurate. It's as accurate as possible. Probably. Shame on these. Shame on those listening to on one rando and trashing fully support this translation. Disgusting.
Let's say controversies. She's responsible for the Big Brother translation. She's infamous for supporting falsely a narrative by other localizers that a cross-dressing character in a manga series was actually trans. She also has petitioned to ban certain phrases because she thinks that they're not fit for Western audiences. She's also the one who was
Just give people power and see what they truly become. That's it. Just if you know what's the problem with weak people? It's the fact that the moment they get power, they do this. Without question, this is why weak people should never be given power. This is why weak people should never be allowed to even come together to try and claim power. This is why weak people should be treated as the leader of society. Because this is what weak people do with power. They try to make the world so weak that they are strong. And it's disgusting.
Criticizing many shonen manga for catering to teenage boys, and it goes on and on and on. Even a situation where she was corrected by another translator for one of her mistranslations and referred to that person as a rando. Yeah, very entitled. And one of her latest hits from this year, she was responsible for localizing the Dog Girl anime. If you know, you know.
I don't know, but I have heard. So, I'm sorry I yeeted you, okay? Any other time I'd love to be all up in her dress. Looks like she needs eye bleach, and there I thought you'd have resting for the rest of your life. What is this? I understand some of my finest localization work and a girl who legitimately... Okay.
Even with that sort of a project, she couldn't help herself. Inserting all kinds of Gen Z language like yeeted, that they got resting bitch face, and she'll be all up in her dress, and all these goofy, unnecessary things that just piss people off.
Yeah. Man, I would have Dude, I know 3 languages. I learned 2 just by being a kid and watching cartoons and one. I could have probably learned Japanese, honestly. Just by... If it just had decent translations, you know? When they didn't do this random MacGuffin stuff.
And also people pointed out her infamous support for the mistranslations of this manga where other localizers were trying to paint a cross-dressing male character as a trans character. She supported that openly and said the translations were correct. And no, she was wrong. And 7Cs, who was responsible for it, came out and apologized and fixed these mistranslations. And also, going beyond just Katrina, people don't forget, these are all just random tweets of localizers boasting about abusing their power and their trust as
Do you want to bet every single person who does this is weak in some way? I can. I'm willing to bet all the money I have, in fact, on that. I think it's an easy double up.
As a translator, and I think this one really just sums it up the best. It says, the true joy of localization really is seeing what you can get away with. And that attitude has been completely masked off for many years. Localizers have been openly saying this, openly saying that they want to get away with as much stuff as possible in their translations. And we all have seen this, and we're aware of it, and we don't like it, and we are vocal about it, but they just keep doing it. So moving forward, other localizers had quotes to say like this: "Such disrespect for the substance of the original text is saddening, especially with a series as thoughtful as this one. Corporate greed knows no bounds, of course. It's funny to me also that the official tweet announcing this only mentions the AI part in Japanese. Shameless." Yeah, imagine disrespecting the...
Yeah, this original text gets translated as original text. The disrespect for the original text because I wasn't allowed to input my opinion on it.
Original Japanese text. I can't imagine that, right, localizers? But some people reply to that saying disrespect is when you can't force ancient memes and current year street slang into your Japanese media localization. Interesting argument. Honestly, this has been a long time coming and often deserved. And people were pointing out that this localizer has often inserted Gen Z language into different translations where it was completely inappropriate.
Gen Z was a mistake. I'll just say Gen Z was a mistake. It is what it is. Anyway, I think we have the gist of it. Everyone, this is a win for everyone. Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. Good. Hey, the more cohesive the language is when it's translated, it actually gives people a chance to learn Japanese. Maybe not in a speaking level because, you know, you need to practice that, but at least you can hear people say stuff and you understand what they're saying. That would be pretty sweet, you know? Hey, 3 languages, not that impressive. 4 and 5, that's the big boys. Okay? So, you know, give it to me, Japan. Give it to me. Anyway, I guess that's it. It's pretty good. It's always funny. Well, anyway, that was Rev says Deshu. It is what it is. Time to time something really amazing happens. He's the source for it. Anyway, this was Quizzer Sid saying thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye bye.